And now, let me introduce Carrie Owen Plietz, who is the regional head of Kaiser Permanente for Northern California, who is going to introduce Lloyd Dean.
Good evening. Ooh, very compliant crowd. I am so delighted to be here tonight to celebrate our honorees. Florence, I am still a hen. I haven't moved on to Eagle yet, but you give me hope. George, Judy, oh, what a humorous, wonderful, beautiful couple. Happy 50th. I have the great privilege of introducing somebody who needs no introduction. So for some of us that have been in healthcare for a long time, there is a certain individual that some of us have looked up to for a very long time, and that's Lloyd Dean. So, Lloyd, some of us have considered you a god. Chief Executive Emeritus and founding executive of CommonSpirit Health and the past CEO of Dignity Health. Hello, human kindness. Lloyd has taken his life experience and channeled it into addressing racial inequities and racial injustice. His ability to listen and make connections with people have made him a remarkable force of change. Some of Lloyd's most notable accomplishments, and there are many, include his influence in making something called the Affordable Care Act. You might have heard of it. Using technology to increase healthcare access and quality of care for the poor and communities of color, which was ever so present during the COVID pandemic, and building bridges to historically Black colleges and universities to seed future generations of healthcare leaders. Capping his illustrious career, Lloyd was an architect of the merger between Catholic Health Initiatives, Kevin Lofton, buddy of mine, and Dignity Health to form CommonSpirit Health, then steering the company for the first 3 years of operations. He did retire, but for some reason, I think retirement's, he's failing at that. We'll have to work on that one. The tremendous leadership Lloyd has demonstrated in helping our nation address racial inequities has been extraordinary. He is the model. He serves as the North Star for all of the work that still has yet to be done, and there's so much work that is still left for us to do. Now, let's learn a little bit more about Lloyd Dean.
Growing up poor in a small rural town outside Muskegon, Michigan, the son of a foundry worker, Lloyd Dean experienced a world of profound economic, racial, and social disparity.
I saw a lot of suffering in my community because people were really experiencing obesity, there were nutrition issues, there were lack of access issues, so that stuck with me.
More than stick with him, Dean's painful experiences with poverty, racial inequity, and racial injustice would inspire and motivate him to do something about it. First, as a high school teacher, in an era where there were few Black teachers, and later in the healthcare industry, where he would spend most of his career and rise to be one of the most powerful and influential leaders in the nation. Through it all, addressing racial inequity and racial injustice would be his guiding star. A gifted speaker and charismatic activist, Dean has an innate ability for connecting with people in a deeply personal way that would make him a powerful force for change.
Lloyd Dean has an unusual ability for an executive of his stature and importance to actually listen to just the person that serves the coffee. That's a talent that is absolutely admirable and very persuasive.
Recruited in 2000 to lead Catholic Healthcare West, Dean would use his considerable talents to guide the struggling healthcare system out of trouble and grow it to become California's largest healthcare provider and one of the largest in the nation. For Dean, it was a calling rooted in his faith, and it gave him a national platform from which to advocate for expanding healthcare access, including helping President Barack Obama pass the Affordable Care Act.
I want to acknowledge Dignity Health and its CEO, Lloyd Dean, honored by the Catholic Health Association last night for his outstanding support of our efforts to improve healthcare in America. He has been a great friend.
During his 19 years at San Francisco-based Dignity Health, Dean worked to leverage new technologies and other innovations to increase access and quality of care for the poor and communities of color. He also worked to build bridges to historically black colleges and universities to seed future generations of healthcare providers and leaders.
You could help change healthcare as you know it. Go out now, use these skills, the talent that you have developed, particularly in communities of color. Go and do good. Thank you.
And Dean's incredible record of professional, civic, and philanthropic achievement would earn him a long list of honors and awards.
The nation.
To cap his remarkable career, Dean engineered Dignity Health's $29 billion merger in 2019 with Catholic Health Initiatives to form healthcare giant CommonSpirit Health and steered the company for its first 3 years before retiring in 2022. When asked whether he's retiring for good, Dean says he wants to do something that contributes to society. Whatever that is, you can bet he'll be following his guiding star.
I'm also asked, do I think that we are making progress as a nation? And I think some, yes, but not enough, not quick enough. And I hope that we can begin to address these inequities. It is important for future generations that we see representation of women and people of color in all walks of life at every level, because it sends the message that you can be what you want to be if you prepare yourself and you work hard. You have to continue to move forward. You have to continue to call out injustices. You have to reach back with a helping hand and pull somebody else forward. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful.
Welcome, Lloyd Dean. Go to it, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. I kind of like that guy, whoever he was up there. First of all, I just want to begin by giving my gratitude, and it is very humbling for me to be here this evening and to stand on this stage with our other two honorees. It is also very, very special for me to be in this building at this time in this great city. I promise you, you will be out by 8:30. But I do have just a few comments that I do want to make, and then I just want to ask you for your help. First of all, I just want to say thank you to all of the members of the Bay Area Council Board for granting me this very, very touching, and at times I feel perhaps maybe undeserved great honor. My career in business has led me to have some of the most tremendous experiences that I think a human being professionally could have. But it has also allowed me to understand and to see and to touch what we as citizens on this earth need to care about, and that is our communities. I've been privileged to live in this great city that I call home, San Francisco. I've also been privileged to live and to be a part of this great state, 22 other states, and yes, the country that I love, the United States of America. But tonight, especially here in San Francisco, being here with you is very special for me. I flew into San Francisco today about, I think it was 2:45. And as the plane approached San Francisco, I got tears in my eyes. It reminded me of when I came to San Francisco on June 1st of 2000. As I flew into this city, I was just mesmerized by the topography. And I had read about San Francisco, I had heard about San Francisco, and it was like one of the things in my life that I had always hoped and prayed that I'd have a chance to be a part of. The Bay Area Council, and to be a part of that on behalf of the organizations that I've been blessed to serve, was a special treat. I want to say that I am grateful for having the opportunities to serve this great city. I look around this room, and as I think about people who believed in me and who mentored me, like Dick Kovacevic, I think about, the mayor. I could go on and on and on about people that I just fell in love with. I think about all of the people that are at this table that I have had an opportunity to be a part of their lives and to learn from them, and who really have been the heart of Catholic Healthcare West, Dignity Health, and CommonSpirit Health. I, ladies and gentlemen, I am the lucky one. And for the many friendships, I teased Michael Covarrubias, and I could go on and on about Jason, I could go on and on about Larry Bear, and each and every one of you. But you have given me one of the greatest gifts that I could have ever received, and that is your friendship. But we share something together, and that is the love of this city and of this state. And ladies and gentlemen, as we sit here today, we are at an inflection point. I remember that first day when I walked down Market Street on June 1st. I called my wife back and she said, "What is it like?" And I said, "It is one of the first times in my life, given where I grew up and what I experienced, that I really felt free. Because no one was staring at me, because there were so many other people to stare at. And all of you that are native San Franciscans know exactly what I mean by that. But it was the first place that I've lived where I felt like I could exhale. This state, this city is important for this country, and we must come together and ensure its future. We sit here at an inflection point for this great city. Some have given up, some have thrown in the towel. But this city, for me, in 2000, represented one of the most innovative, one of the most welcoming, one of the most unique, one of the most prosperous, engaging cities that I had ever had the opportunity to visit. And we cannot, no matter how difficult the challenges get, no matter how formidable the challenges, no matter how many articles others in other states write about the challenges of this city. I always tease that when God, he or she, decided to create a city to love and to vacation in, it was San Francisco. It was San Francisco. So as I accept this award tonight, and thank you in the most gracious and my ability to command the English language, to let you know how deeply, deeply touched I am. But I also call on us to stand together. We can meet the challenges of this city. Many cities have had even greater challenges. The stakes are high, the challenges are mighty. But we cannot acquiesce. Together, again, I can re-experience June 1st of 2000. But I am not naive. I am not naive. It is not going to be easy. It is not for the faint of heart. Yes, we can cash in our chips and move. But I think history will chronicle, if we do that, we missed an opportunity to reinvigorate, to reform, to reestablish one of the greatest places on earth, the Bay Area. So I ask you to join me. And finally, I want to say to all of my colleagues from CommonSpirit Health who are here tonight and those who are not, I stand here on your shoulders. I thank you, thank you, thank you. And to all of you who have allowed me to be a part of this great city. Some of you know that I have 4 grandkids, and my son and my daughter both moved to LA. I have shared this with Jed York and Larry Bear. I have never worn an LA jersey. I don't intend to ever wear a jersey. I still, to the best that I can, stay involved in this great city. And forever, it will be my home, but it is our home, and we must ensure its future. I thank you.
And now, to continue the conversation with Lloyd, please welcome Wade Rose, President of Advance SF.
And he has 3 minutes to get us out of here.
I've worked for Lloyd for almost 20 years now, so I know his compunctions and about timing, which is get it done, dude. So I'm going to switch gears a little bit. I was going to start off with one set of questions, but because of what you just said regarding the future of San Francisco, I'm going to do something else. So you are co-chairing with Larry Bear Advance San Francisco, which is an organization that's been created to bring the expertise and capabilities of the business community to help meet the challenges the city is facing now, which are big and deep. So what do you think the future is? What do you think has to happen here in San Francisco in order to move into a future that we all want, that is more sustainable, supports more opportunity, and sees business and the economic enterprise as a good and as a benefactor?
There would be four things that I would focus on, Wade, and where I think that ASF, what we are focused on. Number one, first and foremost, we have to realize that it is very important that people come into the city, that businesses thrive in the city, and that those who come into the city feel safe, feel comfortable to not only do their work professionally, but to enjoy the vitality, the artistic components of the city. Number two, our government structure has to be aligned with the needs of our community and of our businesses. We cannot be separate organizations. The success of a city is the integration of those two things. Third, we have to insist that we cannot have a city where there are so many people living on the streets that it begins to define the city. And everything that I'm saying, I understand the magnitude of the challenge to solve those issues. But I believe, in looking at other cities and studying this, there is no problem that this city has that cannot be solved. It has to be. Finally, is that we must, and it kind of all relates and ties together, we have to ensure that commerce is strong, but we have to ensure that those who want to live and to enjoy this city, that it is affordable. Because we cannot have a city that is some define as only a city of those of means. We need that diversity. We need that. So I think if we can do those kinds of things, we can have that our government organizations, our business organizations, our law enforcement working together in concert with business, and that we can ensure that our schools are safe and that they're vibrant, and that we can attract business like it used to want to come here, because the reason I came here, I think this city, I am not ready to give up on San Francisco. As a matter of fact, I'm doubling and tripling down. Lastly, Wade.
Lastly, I know, I was just going to say, though, if I didn't know better, I thought that was the start of a political career.
People ask me, now that I'm, kind of retired, there's two things. I've been at this 98 days, and there really is no course in retirement. My wife says that she loves me home, but she doesn't want me home too long. So that works out fine for me. I love this country. I love this country. But do not misunderstand what I just said. We have a lot of things to fix that have been problems for decades. And and I've tried to live my life trying to address some of those. I love this state, and I love this city. What keeps me up at night and is driving me for the first time to say that I'm going to step into the political arena is the divisiveness of our country. Somebody, and I want to do what I can to bring us back together as people. That is it? Wade, you're overtime,
I know,
I'm overtime, and these
hitting
people
me.
want to go home, so we need to let them.
Thank you. I just want to say Lloyd is working with Larry Baer and Jim Wunderman and other members of the Bay Area Council on these issues and trying to wrestle with the future of San Francisco. And I, for one, having worked with this man for 20 years, is confident that the leadership which Lloyd and the others will bring to bear on the city's problems is going to turn out to be very successful. So thank you very much.
Yep, and thank you, Alex, and thank you, Bay Area Council.